Alright, again, my name is Tanner Cummings. I am the author of the DIY for Prisoners. Also the author of Prisoner Survival Skills, How to Make Something from Nothing. This is one of my books that I wrote while in prison, got published while in prison. Prisoner Survival Skills, How to Make Something from Nothing. Also the author of the Cell Chef Cookbook, as you can see. And then the Cell Chef Cookbook 2, as you can see. Today what I'll be doing is I'll be making a top for a bowl like this and its similarities. This here is because it's cracked in the bowl here, which means I can make it into a top. So normally in prison what we'll do is we'll use a razor blade. Instead, I'm just going to use a box cutter knife. The way we usually cut plastic is with shoelace or homemade spun line. To make a bowl, to make the lid to fit appropriate, what we do is I'll use electrical tape, but you can actually measure it from the lip down about a 1/4 inch to maybe a 1/2 inch all the way around, and you can use a pencil and make markers all the way around it to know exactly where to cut. I'm going to make this video a little bit simpler by just using tape. I'm going to put the tape as close to the edge as possible. It's not going to be exactly perfect, but it's good enough. I put tape all the way around it. Use this as a guide of where to cut. And as you can see, the tape goes all the way around. Like so. The tape goes all the way around it. I'm going to pull this back just a little bit so I get into it and know exactly where I'm at. Fold it down like so. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to use this string. I'm going to place the bowl in between my legs. I'm going to take the line and I'm going to hold it between my legs like so. And I'm going to, at an angle, I'm going to pull hard here one way and down the other. And I'm going to go back and forth like a saw. And I'm going to go fast. I'm going to start it with the string, but I'm going to wind up cutting it with the box cutter knife to make it faster. As you can see here, it's cutting ouch, hot. It's cutting the plastic. You can see it's already cut through. This project would normally take 15-20 minutes. But I'm going to try to make it a little bit faster. Simple like that. Just cut right along the edge. As you can see, what I'm doing here is I'm cutting along the edge of the tape all the way around. Like so. And because I broke it like that, I snapped it right there, it'll snap all the way around. Or I can take the knife and I can cut it again, bend it inward, and cut along that same line. And you can see it's cut. Now, I'm going to bring the shoelace back in, and I'm going to show you that the simplest form of doing this is the saw method. You bring it back in like so, and you pull it back and forth following that same pattern. Well, that was not supposed to happen apparently. That's why with this bowl I wanted to do it with that, but I know it wasn't going to work. This bowl is old. But to still show you the method at which I was doing, just take this knife and just cut along the edge. Put it in the center, snap it right there like that, and then just cut. Snap it in. And just cut it. In prison, these bowls do the same thing when you do this. Sometimes you can find a good bowl. Sometimes you can't find a bowl that's worth crap. Unfortunately here, this bowl isn't worth crap. And again, it's probably because it's so old. I don't recommend kids doing this without parental supervision, because these blades are very sharp. Alright, now, it's not perfect, but it serves its purpose, right? Now, something else we used to do with our lids to make them easier to get in and out of the big bowls is that this centerpiece right here will cut them out so a toothpaste will fit in through it just right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this circle right here all the way out. And the way I do that is I'll stick the blade very carefully when my hand doesn't touch this piece here. It doesn't touch this piece right here in the center out. So I don't touch that. I'll be holding it here. An easier way to do this is to use a flame to make this hot, so that way you can easily cut through whatever it is that plastic cuts through real easy when this is hot. The bad thing about plastic and metal is it kind of gives a little stench. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the tip of this blade hot enough that I can cut through the plastic. The reason why I'm doing it like this, to show you the end of the game, the project, is to try to make this a little bit faster, because these videos are actually really long. All the videos that I ever make are going to be long. It's not going to cut through because I didn't get it hot enough. Okay, as you can see, I've cut it like a pie. I've cut that in sections like a pie. Now what I'll do is I'll cut the best I can around in this circle here to cut those pieces out. Now for this demonstration, I'm not worried about being perfect, because the object here is to show you what we do and how we do in prison. Now you see that there's a hole through here, and you're probably wondering what that's for. As most lids have, they have a little handle you can hold on to. It makes them easier for grabbing, picking them up. So in that demonstration, what we'll do next is we're going to take an empty toothpaste holder, an old toothpaste tube. This one is the best because it's got a flip top. We'll unscrew the lid, and then we'll take it and we'll put it on the inside of the bowl. As you can see, the hole is big enough that you can screw it in with a little bit of pressure, and it fits, right? Try to give you the best view here. Now, what I'll do is I'll take this out, pull it and twist it at the same time, and then carefully along this top edge right here, I will cut it all the way around very carefully. Now, in prison, we clean this out, and this would become known as a slider weight. This is what we use when we make lines to shoot it down the run or across the way when we want to get what's called a shot of coffee or some soups, or we want to send some newspapers down the run and the officers won't take it. Normally, we also take this and we clean it out. Alright? I'm not going to clean it very thoroughly, because once I'm done with this demonstration and showing you how we make stuff in prison, I'm just going to throw it away. I'm no longer in prison and no longer desire to be in prison. These videos are because I want you, people like you, to buy my books. That way you'll have an idea of how we do stuff in prison. And so yes, I'm sorry that this video is longer than what it should be. So like I said, I won't clean it very thoroughly because it'll take a little more time. Then I'll take this again, back to the inside, through this hole right here. I'll push it down. I'll push it in and that and spin it in. Just like so. And I'll take the top and I'll screw it in like so. And now you have a top. In most cases, when you take time to do it right, your bowl won't end up being cracked like this. And then when you're using a stinger to boil the water with, you can put the stinger in the water, put this on top, and you can open it so it has a little ventilation. Also good for when you're making homemade prison cakes when you're baking them. So if you have any interest in the DIY books or the prisoner survival skills, you can go on Amazon.com and you can order my books off of Amazon, or you can also go to www.freebirdpublishers.com and you can also order my books from there. Now keep in mind, these two books here, the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, known as TDCJ in Texas, will not let these two in. If you're interested in the items that we buy off of commissary and what we can make off of our commissary products, these two books are great books. They have many different recipes, like meals and snacks, sauces, sandwich spreads, sauces, dips. They have drinks, and they have sweet desserts. Right now I have accumulated about 600 or more recipes. I'm waiting on Freebird Publishers to make book 3 of this edition. If you like this video or have liked any of the other videos that I've created in the past, please go down to the page, like, share, post, and subscribe. I look forward to making more videos for you in the future. Y'all be safe and be blessed. And don't get into no trouble. Prison ain't worth it. Bye.